All right, Shalawam, Yasharala.
Shalawam.
It's Great Millstone, New Orleans, coming back at y'all with another lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, Microchip. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the hopeful elect.
Shalawam.
So we just want to go into how we're ministers of the mysteries of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. This truth is hidden in plain sight. Everybody has access to the Holy Bible. All right, anybody could go on the internet and read the KJV, the ESV, the NIV, but the Lord is only dealing with a select group of men, and he's publishing that truth publicly in front of the world to gather his holy elect. But it's all written in codes, man. You can start with that.
This is the book. I have a precept for you too.
This
is Psalms 23 and 14.
25 and 14.
Oh, it's like 25 and 14.
Okay.
It says, the secret of the Lord, Yahawah, is with them that fear him, and he will shew them his covenant.
Right, the secret of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI is with them that fear them. And the men of the Lord are the only men that fear Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. Yep. All of these other people, they say they're God-fearing, they say they're Christian, but really they follow in their own heart. They're doing their own thing, celebrating their own holidays, and just being wicked, man.
Yeah. Doing everything, you know, for their pleasure. You know, they give no glory to Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You know, they want to have their own understanding to operate how they want to operate, you know, which is in complete folly and bullshit.
Yeah, since you said that, let me get this real quick to back you. It's the book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 2. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
Not according to knowledge, you know. So, you know, you have your pastors and your woke speakers, you know, that speaking all of these things that sound like they want to make it sound like it's coming from the Lord, but it's only appealing to the flesh, right? And it's more appealing to make people more comfortable and docile here in this hellhole that we're living in, man.
Yeah, especially these women, man.
Right.
These female pastors and these congregations where the man panders to the woman, but they acting like they reading the scriptures, but they're promoting what? Disorder in marriages, feminism, everything that's against the scriptures.
Yeah, definitely. You'll catch some videos on Instagram, you know, specifically, like you said, with women, that they have the one Jake, you know, the cool, good speaking, good looking Jake standing in the middle of the floor and cheers all around him, and it's 100% women.
Yeah. That's
just there, you know, thinking that they're hearing a word and they're being guided in the right direction. You know, but nah, each and every one of y'all has got a man probably at home and is lusting after this man that y'all think has the word.
Yeah. And any of you sincere women that follow the word, you know, when all hell breaks loose, the safest thing you could do is just go the opposite direction of a crowd of black women, man. that's what's going to get you and your children put to death, man.
Yeah. All
right, because when you have a multitude of black women, they're going to be headed towards folly, towards trusting the government, trusting false prophets, and really following their own flesh. But give me that 1 Corinthians 4 and 1. Because the Lord actually, he set all of this up, even these false prophets, and he set up true prophets, but he has us looking crazy. He has us speaking in parables the same way he did. And, you know, really this truth is only for the elect. That's the only people that's going to get it. And if you do understand the truth of the Bible, you're part of an exclusive club.
You said 4 and 1?
Okay.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1. It says, let a man so account of us as of the ministers of Hamashiach, and stewards of the mysteries of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI.
Stewards of the mysteries of the Most High, man. All right, we actually, the Lord gave us discernment to tell who's worthy and who's unworthy. That's why it tells you in Matthew the 7th chapter, the Lord said, cast not your pearls before swine. Meaning what? We have the discernment to judge between, this is a person that's willing to hear the word, this is a person that's unworthy. We just shoo them away. Now, this world will tell you that everybody's equal. All right, you have Israelites that are trying to gather all Israel. You even have a reprobate camp that's named Israel United in Christ, which that's totally against the doctrine, man. The Lord is about division. And he has men that understand that understand the mission, that understand the mysteries, and you have everybody else that, you know, are going to think that those men are crazy.
I have that word for you in the blue letter, stewards. This is the word stewards, Strong's G 3623.
Strong's G 3623. Akoinamos.
It says, the manager of a household or of household affairs, a steward, a manager, a superintendent, born, or as was usually the case, a free man to slave, to whom the head of the house or a proprietor has entrusted the management of his affairs, the care of receipts, expenditures, and the duty of dealing out of the proper portion to every servant and even to the children.
Read that last part again. Read that last part again.
Come.
So we're managers of the mysteries, man.
Yeah. It says, the care of receipts and expenditures and the duty of dealing out the proper portion to every servant and even to the children not yet of age.
The duty of dealing out. All right, we're distributing the truth, man. And we decide, okay, this person, which we even do that within the camp. You have certain men that are young in the spirit. Okay, let's teach them the milk. Don't go too deep with that, brother. You know, you got brothers that are more seasoned. Okay, it's time to break down this. It's time to go into this chapter. You know, you don't just, as soon as you meet a brother, hey, let's go through Revelation. Let's go through. No, man. The Lord made us managers of the mysteries, man. That's beautiful. I didn't even know that was in there. That's perfect. That's a perfect definition. All right, managers of the mysteries. So when you come into the truth and you watching videos, you're like, okay, I believe that's the truth. You're supposed to make yourself friendly. You're supposed to come out to the camp and you know, with the goal of joining the camp so that you could also partake in the ministry of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You're not supposed to just sit on the comment board collecting precepts. You got the whole Bible highlighted, but you never become a brother.
Right. If I could add to you, brother, you know, you can always notice, if you haven't noticed, that, you know, situations like this always goes back to simple precepts. All right. So let everything be done decently and in order. Okay. So the order of things is to start off small, start off with the milk, and continue to grow. All right, you don't just go in there and just, you know, throw a full steak at a newborn babe. You know, it's going to bug them out. So in order to be that steward, you know, you have to know exactly, all right, I don't think that he's ready to eat this yet. He's not going to be able to understand this. So let me work with him and build him up as I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, there was a time early on in the ministry, which the elder of our camp, he talks about it all the time. They didn't even go heavy into the chariots at first because it would bug people out.
Right.
But now the chariots are making themselves known. You know, these average people every day, they seeing chariot sightings. So that's something that, as a manager of the mysteries, you can go into that further now. You know, same thing with, you know, dealing with any topic. You know, we're just talking about the women. You have certain Jakes, they bugged out behind the black woman, man. And it's important to snap Jake out of that. Then you have other Jakes that all they want to do is talk about Isaiah 4:1 and the black woman gonna die. It's like somebody like that, you don't even bring up women with that dude, man.
Right.
You have to manage the mysteries of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You say you had one?
Yeah. The book of Mark, chapter 4 and 9. It says, the point is, you know, 11. It says, and he said unto them, red letters YAHAWASHI speaking, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. All right. And it's given unto you. All right. For you to have that spiritual eye cells, the spiritual ears to understand these things. All right. So it's for you to learn these things, and again, to dish it out to whom that is supposed to receive it. All right, that's the job of a prophet. All right, of a disciple of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You know, receive this understanding and give it out freely into those, you know, who desire to want the truth of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI.
And the Lord spoke to crowds of people, but he was only speaking to a small remnant among them. So he would speak in parables. People wouldn't understand what he was saying. Is he talking about cannibalism?
Right.
You know, Jake was bugged out. You know, and the same thing happens when somebody that's in the world that's not of the elect, they click on a great Millstone video. These guys talking about America being destroyed. They talking about the black woman gonna die. These niggas crazy, man. They need to get jobs.
God.
You know, which brothers, if you know, you know, man. Brothers have better jobs than these people, man. You scoffing on the internet. You got people that just stalk people on the internet all day. It's like, when do you work, man? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You could probably try to give me Wisdom of Solomon too.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. You want me to start at the top? It says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and 1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright.
Right. This chapter is going into the thoughts of the ungodly. All right. The mindset of an Edomite, the mindset really of these 2/3 that want to be like Edomites, but mainly the elites of this world. Jump down to 21, Bible Bashar. Read
Verse
21 and 22.
Con. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and 21. It says, such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness had blinded them.
Right. These Edomites are blinded by their own wickedness. They actually think they're going to fulfill their new world order. They actually think that they're going to succeed in chipping everybody. All right. But they're not. Keep going.
It says, verse 22, it says, as for the mysteries of YAHAWASHI, they knew them not.
Right. As for the mysteries of YAHAWASHI, they knew them not. So there's multi-billionaires and trillionaires, the people that print money, all right, the people that control the society, the people that fund both sides of each war. These people know that they're Edomites, but they don't have the mysteries of YAHAWASHI. He gave that to us. All right, the poor, the downtrodden, the first fired, last hired are the people that the Lord trusted with his mysteries. These Edomites, they know certain things about the book of Daniel. They know certain, they watch us first and foremost. They watch our apostles. They know that the rise of the Israelite prophets is the end of their kingdom, but they still don't fully understand, man, because they're heathen. Only the men of the Lord can understand the truth of the Bible. Matter of fact, you get that in Amos real quick. 3 and 7. Let me get this Matthew. You can get the Amos first, though. Yeah, and people spend thousands of dollars, you know, going to cemetery schools. They call them seminary schools. They're really cemetery schools. They teach you how to be dead, all right, how to not serve the Lord. All right, I remember when I was on the other side, this lady came up. She had spent like $40,000 going to Bible school, and she just got healed by the prophets. And she had a Bible app. She was like, that's such and such. I wasn't in the camp yet. I was on the other side, and you know, she's going through a Bible app. I'm like, the scripture you're looking for is Hosea 1 and 9. She was like, no, it's something else. My Bible app says it's something else. And then she went to Hosea 1 and 9, where Apostle Paul was quoting the prophecy of us waking up, and she just bugged out, man. How does this nigga know more than my Bible app? How does he know more than my professors? Yeah. They lost it, man. God. But the Lord, he made us managers of the mysteries.
Yep. What was the Amos what?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7. It says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Right, he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And if you're not a servant of YAHAWASHI, you're not a prophet. All right, you black women, you're not a prophetess. All right, you niggas in the church, you bald-headed, smooth-faced, thumb-looking niggas. All right, the Lord not dealing with you. Never has been. The truth has never been in those churches. Those are whorehouses, man.
God.
The truth is on the streets. All right.
Highways and byways.
Highways and byways, the highways, the hedges. All right, brothers' households. When you read the Bible, anytime you see the word church, it's talking about an assembly of Israelite men that believe in the Messiah. It's never talking about a physical building. Nobody in the Bible goes to church or went to church. It's Sunday, we're going to take the family to church. No, we are the church. All right, and we're managers, as the brother brought out, we're managers of the mysteries of YAHAWASHI.
Yeah.
You want the truth, you got to come to us.
Right.
And pretty soon people are going to know that. They're going to know, okay, those crazy guys on the street, they were talking about this. They said all hell was going to break loose. They said the economy was going to collapse. They said World War III was coming. They said everything. Hey, what was it saying in Ezekiel? Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them.
Yep. It's funny you say that. I remember, you know, early in my journey to truth of a Edomite who claimed to know the word, who goes to church every Sunday, and so on and so forth. But I remember telling him slickly that, you know, bringing out the precept, I forget exactly where it's at when it talks about the earth is my footstool. You know, how can any man, you know, build a building for me? Yeah. Roughly paraphrasing, but the Edomite was dumbfounded when he heard that, but his answer and reply to it was, so the Lord is not around that building? And it was just like, bro, this shit is just going over your head. Like, I'm sitting here trying to tell you that, you know, that church shit is bullshit. If you're a believer, I mean, you're really trying to get this word, it's not going to be in the church house. You know, but deceived by, you know, everything that they've been taught, you know, growing up to see and think that's the right thing to do, you know, but it's wrong.
Yeah, how can the truth be in a building where you're not allowed to ask questions?
Right.
I mean, that alone should tell you that it's not the truth.
Yeah.
You can't go up to your pastor, hey, can you explain to me Revelation, the 18th chapter? They gonna kick you out the building. What do you mean? You asking me to teach the Bible? I'm a pastor. Why would you ask me that?
Yeah. They're gonna sit you down and cue the music.
Yeah.
Get the band start playing.
And then pass around a collection plate.
I got something for you.
You got it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, in 7. It says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
The rest were blinded.
Yep.
All right. What you have to be blind and not see the truth in 2026, man.
Gone.
The Lord made it super obvious who the Israelites are. He made it extremely obvious who the Edomites are. He made it obvious what the mark of the beast is, which is the RFID microchip, which is implantable under your skin. He made it obvious that his name isn't Jesus Christ.
Yep.
He made all these things obvious, and you still have people that are bugged out into Christianity, which means what? They were blinded.
Gone.
It's not like, you know, the truth is so overly complicated that you have to get a master's degree and then a doctorate and then do a residency and then you got to spend 20 years. No, you don't need 20 years to get the truth.
Yeah.
It's hidden in plain sight. It's right in front of your face. But they can't get it.
And don't forget too, you know, I forget the exact words of, you know, what Apostle Tahar, you know, deemed the year, but you know, the frauds are being exposed as well too.
Yeah.
So it's pointing all the directions of what you're supposed to know, who you're supposed to learn from.
Yeah.
You know?
That's another beautiful point. Like the brother said, the elder coined this year, you know, the year that these apostates are getting exposed. All right, these false prophets. And that's what's going on. If you're following a false prophet in 2026, which this is a demon right here. If you're following a false prophet in 2026, that's on you.
Right.
All right. You've been blinded. The Most High showed you where the light is, but you prefer the blindness.
Right.
You like groping and walking in darkness. You like following people that make you feel good. All right. That's Jake's thing. Tell us smooth things.
Yep.
Prophesy deceits. But the Lord made the truth super plain. Everybody could see, okay, this nigga right here, he's not a man of the Lord. He wants to start a podcast.
Right.
This nigga's not a man of the Lord. He's just making money off of the ministry.
Yeah.
It's super obvious who the men of the Lord are. So if you can't get with it, it's because the Lord blinded you.
Got some more. Verse 8, it says, "According as it is written, God had given them the spirit of slumber." Eyes.
Wait, who gave them the spirit of slumber?
God had given them
The Most High gave them the spirit of slumber. All right. If you still sleep in 2026, it's because the Lord didn't want you to wake up. There's nothing we could do. Because people will say, well, if y'all change the message, if y'all teach more softly, you could gather more people. We're not trying to gather more people
at all.
This word is gathering the elect. We're not gathering anybody. We can't make somebody get the truth.
Yeah.
How you gonna make somebody understand something that the Lord blinded?
Right. Me and brother Kashab was in Slack again, forgetting the elder that came down here from Mississippi.
You talking about
vegan?
Oh yeah. The brother Shalawam. I had the Levite. We thought it was, you know, a Judite. We thought it was a Levite.
God. But you know, just reminiscing on when we was back on the block on Canal, when they had a scoffer that came up that was debating or trying to debate, and the elder just pretty much just said, "Hey, do you believe anything that we're saying?" And the Jake said, "No." And the elder just shut it down right there. So why are we talking?
Yeah.
What do we need to have this conversation go any more further if you don't believe? This is not for you.
Yeah.
Plain.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, man. Because Jake will say they don't believe in the Bible and then start quoting scriptures.
Right.
The book says this. Well, wait a minute. You just say you don't believe in the Bible. Why are you quoting the scriptures?
Right.
Jake's so bugged out, they try to use the Bible to verify their belief system when their belief system is against the Bible.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But that's what Jake does, man.
Yeah.
And again, these women do the same thing. They'll say the Bible was written by men to control women. I don't believe in the Bible. Then they'll quote, "Oh, the Bible says a man's supposed to protect and provide." you just say you don't believe in that.
Right.
According to you, gender is a social construct.
Yeah.
So why are you quoting Genesis 5:2? God made man. Wait, what? You don't believe in the God of Israel?
Not at all.
But anyway,
a little bit more.
Come.
One more. Finish off the 8, and 9 is going to back up what you just said. It says, I'm gonna read it again. "According as it is written," Romans 11:8. "According as it is written, God had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them." So pretty much, man, if you're not, you know, don't have the spirit on you, man, you're gonna fall into whatever path that you're choosing to go in, right? You don't believe about what you just mentioned, what the men are supposed to protect you and be over you, you know, but you want somebody to protect you in a time of trouble.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, you know?
Doesn't make any sense. That's why, like the brother said, when Elder Zahab was down here, he just shut it down immediately. But that comes from experience. He's been a manager of the mysteries for over a decade. You know, and you know, I'm approaching 8 years now. I see Jake. You can see the countenance in a Jake and be like, okay, he's off.
Right.
The Lord gave us that discernment. You could tell from a man's countenance that he's not gonna get it. And the Holy Spirit has never been wrong. Anytime we're like, oh, that dude off. Even if they join the camp, eventually they leave. You'd be like, let's be merciful. Let's give Jake a chance. You know, he coming out, he doing his thing, but he off. Then the Spirit will just have it made manifest. Man, this dude throw it off, man. But you can give me Psalm 73 and 17.
Psalm 73, 17, you said?
Time.
There was another one I was about to, I'm gonna find it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73. If I can get off this goddamn paper. Jeez Louise. I need them things, brother.
Oh, the tabs?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. This is Psalms 73 and 17. It says, until I went into the sanctuary of YAHAWASHI, then I understood I therein.
Right. Until you went into the sanctuary of YAHAWASHI. All right. If you're not part of the sanctuary of the Lord, you're not going to understand the mysteries. All right. You can watch a million videos. I can't even tell you how many videos I watched before I started coming out to camp. You know, I was subscribed to this camp, that camp, you know, GMS New Orleans, GMS Dallas, London. You know, I watched a lot of videos, but until you come into the sanctuary, you really don't fully understand the mysteries. Because there's certain things that's, like the elder says all the time, that's not for the block.
Right.
If you can give me, you have one?
I'm still trying to find it real quick. I'm on top of it. What you need?
I'm gonna get this real quick. This Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure." Now, this is going into, you know, when all hell breaks loose, people are gonna be unstable. The men that have those mysteries, that have the understanding, that's gonna keep us stable in a time when everyone else is gonna be panicking and running. Now, when you read verse 14, it says, "The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings?" So the people that don't have that wisdom and knowledge to keep them stable, they're going to be panicking. And you can kind of see it happening now, you know, with the economy the way that it is, with, you know, benefits being cut, mass layoffs. Last year was like almost damn, what, 500,000 Jakes lost their jobs. These people are panicking right now because they don't understand that the collapse of this society is going to usher in our kingdom. All right, an everlasting society, which is not, we're never going to want for anything. So the more you understand the Bible, the more you understand that bad times for Esau is good times for us. But these people don't understand that. So they looking at this as, you know, we sick, you know, our house burned down, master. They don't have a concept of their own kingdom.
Yeah, I'm having trouble finding it. I thought it was in Zechariah, but it was basically just discerning of, you know, what was the correct teachers. Roughly paraphrase. I know it's kind of broad.
You talking about Malachi?
Was it Malachi? It's somewhere close around that.
You talking about Malachi, the 3rd chapter, discern who served the Most High and who served him not?
Yep. Yep. 18.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew it was at the bottom. That's why I kept on trying to scroll to the bottom. This is Malachi 3 and
you gotta start at 16.
16, yeah. It says, "Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name." Now,
we open with Psalms 25 and 14, which said the secret of Yahweh is with them that fear them. So the men that fear the Lord are going to be given the mysteries. They're going to be made managers of the mysteries. And then the brother just read, those that fear the Lord. Read that again.
It says, "Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
A book of remembrance was written. All right, the scriptures were written for the men that fear Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and think upon his name. Which that cancels out all of you black Jesus niggas, you Yeshua niggas, all right, you Ahaya niggas. Oh, his name don't matter, them type of niggas. All right, when you think upon the name and you realize the Lord's name is the only reason that he's saving us because he put his name on it, then a book of remembrance is written for you, meaning the book of life is open unto you.
Yep.
And that comes with the mysteries.
Yep.
Keep going.
Verse 17 says, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son that serveth him.
Man, I get chills every time I hear that scripture, man, because the Lord likened us unto jewels. The Lord waking up his sons is him putting on his jewels, man. He's getting himself together.
Yep.
We're ornaments of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. That's why he called the nation of Israel Zion. To Zion is a monument. Man, when we get those bodies, the heathen are gonna look at us and see the Most High in the Israelite man. We're gonna be gods on earth.
Yep. Amazing. Jeez. Verse 18 says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and him that serveth him not.
God. And that's what comes with discernment, man. Just being able to tell who's righteous, who's wicked, who's serving the Lord, and who's not.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that understanding, you're never gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, you could watch a million videos. You could, like I said, highlight your whole Bible. If it's not meant for you to get it, you're not gonna get it.
All right. Yeah, the Lord, you may just be appointed to death, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, harsh but true.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord doesn't want everybody to get this. You know, that's not how the story goes. All right. Some people, you know, that's not chosen, that's not, you know, first and foremost, an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. And there's some people that's of Israel that's just not supposed to get it. The 2/3.
Yeah, and the heathen definitely can't get it.
Right.
Real quick, just to back you up. This Deuteronomy 29 and 29. The secret things belong unto Yahawah, our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the works of this law.
God, this is a members only club, man. All right. So if you're given that spirit, you know, blessings be unto you. You know, pray that you're able to hold on to the spirit, hold on to doing these works, man. All right, because it's specifically only for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You true believers, the true believers of Israel, you know, to receive this word and obtain it and maintain it.
Yeah, the heathen don't even value the word. All right, they like to posit themselves as Christians, as Jews, as righteous people. But then when it comes to the commandments, that's done away with. We don't have to keep that.
Right.
What do you mean we don't have to keep that?
How do you? Oh, so like,
you got it.
How do you have money that says in God we trust? You know, but it doesn't. Everything that you apply to the kingdom that you're in is complete opposite of everything the Lord wants you to do.
Yeah, because their God is Satan.
Right.
All right. They don't. It doesn't say in Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI we trust.
Right.
It says in God. All right. Their God is Satan. It's Baphomet. All right. It's the Queen of Heaven. All right. It's Molech.
Yeah.
They don't worship the God of the Bible, which is obvious.
Yeah. Got something else?
We can get John 3 and 27. We're getting on that.
Come on.
Unless you have something else.
Not at the moment. Unless I see how this this is the book of St. John. What was that again?
3 and 27.
St. John chapter 3 verse 27. It says, John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven.
Right. You can't receive this truth. You can't receive the understanding. You can't even receive the name of the Lord unless it's revealed unto you from heaven, man.
God.
All right. The truth is in Walmart right now. We found out recently the 12 tribe chart is at walmart.com. You could buy a 12 tribe chart, but guess what? To believe in it, to understand it, it comes from heaven. You can't go in Walmart and buy understanding of the Bible, man. All right. So Esau trying to profit from his own demise, but I mean, it's all in vain.
Yeah.
The Spirit has to be given to you to truly understand this truth. The Lord has to be dealing with you perfectly. He has to hand select you and give your spirit to YAHAWASHI Mashiach. Otherwise, you're not going to get it.
Oh, you sparked it right there, brother. I believe it's that Jeremiah. Yep, Jeremiah 1 and 5. 1 and 4. My point is in 5. It says, "Then the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of a womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations."
So before we were even born, we were ordained to be prophets.
Yep.
You can't make yourself a prophet, which none of us, I can speak for pretty much every brother. We never thought that we'd be doing this.
Yeah.
You know, you don't grow up thinking, okay, I want to stand on the street corner and look crazy.
Right.
That's not something you aspire to do.
Yeah.
The Lord calls you out of the world, and then you have a fire that's in your spirit. It's like, look, if I don't do this, the Lord gonna kill me.
Right.
And again, that goes back to a fear of the Lord. Not just saying you love God, but actually fearing Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI.
Yeah.
If I don't do what he says, he's gonna destroy me.
Right. And you know what we always go into, you know, love is not just a word, it's an action, it's a verb. So it has to be actions behind. You know, if you love the Lord, what are you going to do? So you have to show your works, and your works coincides with your faith. You know, you have to work on building, you know, both of those things, you know, until that horn blows, until the Lord returns, man. You know? But that's it for me.
Yeah, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. All right, those that understand the mysteries, those that get it. And, you know, matter of fact, Baba Shah, if you could, Salaki, we should have went in this a long time ago. Let's get that word mysteries. Which is Mysterion.
Yeah. Jeez, now we missed that.
Yeah, that's 1 Corinthians 4 and 1. But yeah, this truth, man, is hidden in plain sight. And again, even though it's the most viral, you know, controversial topic in the world, it's still only going to be understood by a very select group of people, man.
This is the word mystery, which is Mysterion. Strong's G 3466. It says, hidden thing, secret, mystery. Generally mysteries, religious secrets, confided only to the initiated, and not to ordinary mortals.
Not to ordinary mortals.
Yeah.
We got to start calling these people that, man.
Ordinary.
You're just an ordinary mortal, man. All right. The Lord actually, he gave us eternal life through this word. And the men that you see on the highways and hedges, we're going to be the men, Lord willing, we're of that number. Yeah. We're going to be the governing body of the kingdom of heaven, which is an everlasting kingdom. Yeah. So if you don't understand this truth, you're just an ordinary mortal.
Yeah.
All right.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
You know, can't get around. And again, you know, furthermore, backing up that Jeremiah, you know, that's how you're initiated. You know, the Lord initiated, you know, the elect from the womb. Yeah. You know, so if you come out and you believing, you know, you're believing and you're doing everything in the aspect of what you're supposed to be doing as a prophet, hey, you may be a prophet of the Lord. But if you're not doing it, you know, it's clear as day that you not supposed to have this, man, and you're appointed to die soon.
Yeah, and then, you know, after you're initiated, you're going to be baptized. You're going to be baptized by water, which is this word. You're going to be baptized by fire, which is tribulation, man. When the Lord initiates you, you're going to go through things. You're going to be tried by fire. That's also a part of making up your jewels. When you polish gold, you got to burn off all the impurities. And that's what the Lord's doing with us. So, you know, this is a beautiful ministry to be a part of, you know, to be given the mysteries, to be a part of a select group of men on the earth that have the mysteries of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and then to be called to manage the mysteries. I'm trusting you with my secret things so that you can manage them among the flock. That's how we know with confidence, all you jakes that fall out the truth, you definitely gonna die. Right. That's why the Lord said, when you put your hand in the plow and look back, you're not fit for the kingdom.
Not fit for the kingdom. Yeah.
You can't manage the mysteries.
Yeah. That means that your mind is not there. You know, you don't really want these things, you know. And it tells you, remember Lot's wife, you know. Lot and his wife and their children, you know, they had a way out, you know. But you got somebody looking back, you know, lusting and desiring things of what was behind, you know, and now you get turned into a pillar of salt, you know.
That's why the Lord's turning up our hatred for this world. So when he destroys it, we're not going to look back. Right. Man, I wish I could go back and get that job that paid $35 an hour. The Lord giving you everlasting life and riches beyond belief that can't even be measured, and you worried about a job, man.
Jake still want to go clock in.
Yeah.
You know?
Jake want overtime, man. Overtime is more important than the ministry.
Oh, come on, man.
You bugged out, man.
Sick in the head.
Yeah, so how's the Lord going to make you a manager over many things? You can't handle, you know, reading the Bible every Saturday, man.
Right.
I need 4 weeks off so I could...
Like even in the everyday type of situation, if you had a business and you give your business to somebody, you want somebody to take care of your business.
Right.
You know, you want it to be ran correctly, of like how it would be if you were running it.
Right.
But if you give them the business and they're not there, they don't show up, nobody's there, people stealing out the business, people is doing this and that and the third, is why the hell did I even hire this person? You know?
God. That's like that scripture in Sirach where it tells you a man that raises up his son properly,
Yep.
when he dies, it's like he never left.
God.
Because he left his son behind.
Yep.
Well, guess what? We're sons of Yahweh.
Yep.
So even though, he's hidden to this world, he's actually here.
God.
And so is his son.
Yep.
Through this word, man. So, yeah, that was it.
Yep, that's for me too.
Yeah, Lord willing, this was edifying to the prophets, the ministers of mercy, the ministers of the mysteries, and the managers of the mysteries. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalawam to the hopeful elect. Shalawam.
Shalawam.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Shalawam.
Call me Yasharala.
Call me Yasharala.
Shalawam.
Shalawam.